probably our garbage from about 5 or 6 months. And I just don't take it to the curb until it's full. You can see we're getting there. I mean, there's a furnace filter, and then each of these bags is 1 week's worth of garbage. I actually first heard about the Plastic-Free July challenge, where you try and go a month without using single-use plastics. And I thought that was kind of interesting, and I was struggling with feeling like the problem was so big that it was hard to find something that I could do. And so I gave that a little bit of a try. And after 2 days, because I hadn't really prepared, I sort of failed miserably. And but the idea stuck. And I have like reusable nylon bags, and I always keep one attached to my purse. Over the last 3 to 4 months of 2018, I quit using single-use grocery bags at the grocery store, and I made sure that we always had reusable water bottles and you know, when I went out with my kids in the summer, so that was a big one. And then I decided not to use any disposable coffee cups, so I was either gonna, if I didn't have my reusable mug, I had to drink it in with a ceramic mug or go without coffee. So that was very highly motivated to stay committed. You know, once you make those decisions, it's kind of like changing any other lifestyle habit, like deciding to exercise or whatever. When you really commit, then it's the mental commitment that you need. I started really focusing next on choosing produce in the grocery store that was plastic free. Just like that. And then in January 2019, I became really determined to try and go full on zero waste. You can see here there's not a lot of plastic packaging. I mean, eggs. This is part of a cabbage that's just wrapped up with some beeswax wrap. This is some deli meat that's from the grocery store, so those were bought in our own containers. But definitely over the past year, I've expanded my cooking to, you know, I never used to cook with lentils before, and now I do regularly. And cooking a lot more with beans and chickpeas and other sources of plant-based protein. Sometimes I've had potlucks and people are like, oh, I brought this in a reusable, they're like announcing to me that they brought their food or whatever in a reusable container, or, you know, so for the most part, it's been pretty easy. If someone brings something with a bit of waste, it's not a big deal because overall we're reducing by like 90%. We launched our own Ottawa Reduces initiative in September of 2019, and we launched it by we recruited maybe 8 to 10 businesses right at the beginning.
Oh. I go somewhere else. Bye. See you later. I carry like a range of beeswax wraps and bags, all Canadian made, beautiful. Those are really, really popular. I have a company from Peterborough that make the facial rounds, the reusable cotton wipes. They fly off the shelves. Those are great. And then I have like a company, I carry their product line from California that makes bags and laptop cases and wallets and a whole range of products from repurposed vinyl billboard. There's like lots of customers that come in that aren't here necessarily because it's an eco store. They're walking by, it catches their eye, they come in, and then they get introduced to some really cool products that sort of gives them cause to think about their usage at home, right? And that's sort of my journey started that way too, was visiting some really cool eco stores out west and in New York, and, you know, finding things that I loved, but then going, oh, I've never thought about cotton balls and how wasteful that is.
I think the zero waste movement and individuals and small businesses making efforts to reduce waste, I think we're starting to shift the needle in terms of like the overall culture of our society from being a throwaway, disposable, single-use society to trying to shift things to be a more circular society where we treasure the resources that we have and try and make sure that things are reused and you know, that we refill instead of just buying another container that gets tossed.